So this is crazy. Yesterday, OpenAI launched Apps SDK or software development kit for you normies, and y'all aren't ready for it. So I read a TechCrunch article today with the announcement, but reading that essentially the same thing that ChatGPT just launched with their agentic protocol um, of being able to make purchases directly, for e-commerce companies. The same thing now is happening with applications. And so picture this. You are wanting to find a a flight, and instead of getting suggested flight times by Google directly in Google search, which you might be able to do or go to any number of the travel websites, you're just chatting with ChatGPT directly. You ask them about flight times, they suggest a bunch of different airlines, and then you book directly with those platforms, or a hotel with booking.com, which I think was one of the partners that's going to be rolling out on Monday, along with cool ones like Spotify. I think Canva is going to have another one on Monday. But my mind is just absolutely blown that not only can we extend their GPT functionality, the API integrations that were already available, companies are going to be able to build lightweight, or I guess even full blown apps directly, be referenced by ChatGPT. So instead of a list from a piece of content that you or me might write, it's just going to suggest these apps that are in its database directly. And you're fooling yourself if you think they aren't incentivized to skip over your list of the five best Martech tools and instead just suggest ones within the database that they have available. And second, you'll be able to call on these apps directly within your chat. And I'm not the kind of person to, you know, be all doom and gloom. I like to look at things clear-eyed, but the writing is continues to be on the wall that just like Apple wants to keep you in their ecosystem, OpenAI has raised a ridiculous amount of money, and they're really trying to take over the world in terms of being the one-stop place you go to ideate, learn information, connect the dots between what you know, build things, develop things. I believe even from a social media perspective, what we're seeing with Sora and the video feed, connect with others. And so this isn't something to take lightly. This isn't a fad, and this isn't a test. This is your product potentially being cannibalized by a weaker competitor that got in the ecosystem before you. And so I think three things off the top of my head for you to consider if you're a product company or technology company is: one, continue to get used to less visitors to your website. So content may have informed the large language model, which we can legally or illegally, but now creating assets, apps, there might even be a content protocol in the future that they build on that you have to submit to. Doing it directly through their integrations is the way to inform them that you exist and get ahead of your competitors that aren't. And part of that is just getting comfortable with the fact that your website is going to receive less visitors now, even at the purchase stage. It's very important. Second is, if you can move quickly on building a free tool, or take some of the features of your application that are, let's be honest, not the core, and deploy your own lightweight app directly through the Apps SDK in ChatGPT, you can use that as lead generation, general brand awareness, whatever, but get ahead of the curve of making sure that when your type of product in your category is being recommended to somebody who asks, or somebody is looking for a solution that you offer, you can distribute your brand in a way that meets people with everywhere that they're at, and that now includes directly in ChatGPT. And then I think the third and most important thing out of all of this is these kind of monumental opportunities, being literally at the forefront of things in history, um, should be met with just, in my opinion, curiosity and like reckless abandon in terms of testing. Now, that doesn't mean you shouldn't understand the security protocols or expose your users' data and things of that nature, right? Be responsible, but if you're a recruitment company, you can develop a tool that creates job descriptions. If you're a marketing, firm like Revenue Zen is, you can have something that creates a bottom of funnel piece of content for somebody that can be used in sales conversations, right? Directly in ChatGPT. And if you don't do that, I do wholeheartedly believe you're on the wrong side of history. I don't believe that people are going to stop using search engines, but I do believe that if I were you, I would dedicate a good percentage of my resources to applying for this platform and building some kind of application or tool um, for testing as soon as possible. So check out the link below for the actual article and then the announcement by OpenAI. But yeah, amazing, amazing, incredible times we're in. Hope this is the best day of your entire life. Cheers.